I bought this phone and a week later, they introduced the newest model. I'm mad. That's a feeling you don't want when you buy an EV. It's a huge purchase and the industry moves fast. So should you buy now or wait until the tech and vehicle choices get better? At Edmunds, we've tested and reviewed nearly every EV on the market, and today we're partnering with CarMax to give you the answers. The world moves fast. Whether it's phones or cars, it seems like there's always something better around the corner. But what does better mean for you? Let's start with the main question, batteries. Right now, EVs use batteries a lot like what you find on your phone, just way bigger. But new battery tech is on the way. You've probably heard of solid-state batteries. They've been the next big thing in EVs for years, but the tech is finally edging closer to a garage near you. Now, solid state is a broad term, but it basically means they use a different chemistry and materials to be a lot lighter, be able to pack more energy in, and be less expensive than the current battery tech. In the long run, that'll make for more affordable and practical EVs, but don't expect solid state batteries to revolutionize electric cars overnight. Let's look at the claims. Eventually, keyword there, solid state batteries should make EVs more affordable since they use less material to make. But no one is producing millions of solid-state batteries just yet. That'll take some time. Companies are still trying to figure out how to design and produce them at scale. Pretty much like every other new tech that hits the market, it'll be more expensive than current technologies until they can figure out a way to do it for less. Solid-state batteries also promise to store more energy by weight. So you can get a similar range with a smaller, lighter battery, or you can get more range with a battery around the same size as a current EV. As for charging, it's a bit of an unknown, but don't expect to plug in and get a full charge in 5 minutes. Your charging speeds are still limited by how fast the charging station you're using can send electricity to your car. However, solid-state batteries promise to be less sensitive to fast charging, suffering less degradation, and to have a longer life than current battery tech. Now, if you want to learn more about fast charging or battery degradation, check out our video where we talk about this and much more in detail. Even though many car companies have promised to put solid-state battery cars on the road soon, most EVs will continue using the same battery tech we have today for many years to come because those batteries will be much easier to get. The good news is the current EV technology has already improved a lot more than you might think. So the question to ask yourself if you're thinking about an EV is, will it fit my life and my budget? Electric cars introduced before 2020 can be very affordable, but they have less range and slower charging speeds. Think Chevy Bolt, Nissan Leaf, and the BMW i3. Now, in all three cases, if you can charge at home and have a fairly average commute, they can definitely work for you. Now, for more range and faster charging, look at EVs introduced since 2022. The Hyundai Ioniq 5, the 3-row Kia EV9, and the Honda Prologue will all easily take you more than 300 miles on a charge. These are your road trip EVs. For example, this Hyundai Ioniq 6 was introduced in 2022 with prices starting under 40 grand new. And in our Edmunds EV range test, the least expensive version went 343 miles. And in our Edmunds EV charging test, it was able to add back range at more than 800 miles per charging hour. Now, just to be clear, that's how fast it can charge, not how far it will go. In fact, this is the fastest charging EV Edmunds has ever tested. Now, there are some folks who won't be suited by today's EVs. For example, if you have an exceptionally long commute and you don't have access to charging at home or at work, then an EV may not be right for you. Also, if you regularly tow heavy trailers across the country, today's electric trucks are definitely going to struggle to keep you on the road for long stretches. For the rest of us, EVs have come so far in the past decade that they'll fit a lot of different lifestyles. There are lots of options for lots of range and fast charge speeds, even if you're shopping on the used market with a reasonable budget. So, is it worth waiting? Used EVs haven't been holding their value very well, which is great news for you if you're a buyer. You can get major discounts compared to new prices, even on cars that are only a couple years old. Also, there are still tax incentives on new and used EVs that you can take advantage of. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy an EV in the next year? Or do you think it makes more sense to wait a while until solid state becomes more common and more affordable? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.